Hey everybody, it's Codes from Codes Comics again, and today I am doing another episode based after my 90-second rule. I had a lot of fun doing the Pokemon one, so I decided to do another one based after another theme. Still game related, of course, and for today's theme, I've decided I'm going to do one of my favorite video game franchises, Halo. So just like with the last episode, I'm going to be doing 6 characters, and for each character, I'm going to be drawing them within a 90-second period. So the challenge, of course, is to see how much detail I can get. This time I'm trying to go for more of a general art rather than just being like a parody of other things. So my goal isn't really necessarily to make it as good as I can, but to see how much detail I can get within 90 seconds. And with that said, I think we should start. And for the very first character, it should actually be pretty obvious. I'm not gonna lie. I intentionally threw you guys for a loop with a Pikachu as Clefairy thing, but this time, Master Chief is definitely the first thing that comes to mind when I think of Halo, so Master Chief's gonna be the first thing I draw. I'm doing something a little different with today's video. As, well, for one, you probably noticed that the, down here, I finally figured out how to turn that off. But not just that. I'm actually, as you can see on the left, I have several layers. I have 6 layers in total for my vectors, and I will be drawing them on the same front, kind of like this, and then work on the next one, kind of like that. That way I don't have to worry about room space. So yeah, with that said, I think we should just start with a good old mean green, big mean green, Master Chief. Go. I figured I'd get... So, the biggest reason why I decided to do Halo for this video is because Halo is another one of those highly influential games from pretty much my, not necessarily childhood. It came out when I was like 13 or 12. But I was definitely one of those who was super hyped for it when it first came out. I got into the series at Halo 2 when I first got my Xbox for my 13th birthday. That was back in like 2006 or 2005. And I've just been addicted to the series ever since. I'm definitely not one of like the original guys who played Halo, but I was definitely pretty close to that, especially after 2 came out. When the first Halo came out, I played with my cousins, and I didn't really care for it back then, mainly because all we played was a campaign. They kept doing that one glitch where you die and then you spawn right in front of them so they can keep killing you. I had a really bad time, basically. So it wasn't really until Halo 3 when we decided to play some of the multiplayer that I actually truly fell in love with the series. And then when I finally got my own Xbox for my birthday, as I mentioned, and I started playing the campaign, and I fell in love with it. I definitely say that Halo is definitely one of those really great series. And there's my time. So, not too bad, but nothing too great either. That's about as much as I could get. I got up, like, pretty good amount of his upper body. Alright then. So that's Master Chief. So for the next character, I'm going for my actual favorite character. He was sidelined in 3, and definitely sidelined until pretty much until we got to see him again in 5. But he was the first character we played as that was non-human. He's voiced by Keith David, and he's a good old Arbiter. And go! So, I would say the reason why he's my favorite character, besides for the fact he's voiced by Keith David, who's one of my favorite voice actors, is just like the general idea of him. You have like the Shame character, who also just generally has a cool design. I really like the elites in Halo. I thought they did a really good job with the designs of them. I will say though, I'm not the biggest fan of like how their new design went with like Halo 4 or Beyond. But that said, I still think they did an amazing job with the Arbiter as a character. He just has like that stoic type of archetypes that I really enjoy. Like he starts off with that he actually seemed pretty humble when he starts off, which is kind of the weird part. Like his chattering with Halfjaw. Like he just does not care. Well, about himself anyway. He cares about others, but not himself. And I dig that. There we go. We have the Arbiter. Mildly drawn Arbiter. But, I mean, not too bad for a speed run. For speed drawing, I mean. For our next character, I think the best character to use would probably be Master Chief's little partner in crime. Until Halo 4. 5. Then she came back in Halo 5. Because of reasons. Evil Space Empress. That was a big one. Look at that. Come on. I definitely like Cortana as a character, but I'll be honest, it was very heart-wrenching with what they did in Halo 4 with how she sacrificed herself, but I feel like that was the best way that they could have really had that. So I was really disappointed that that they decided to bring her back for 5 as like this reincarnation, even though I know that technically she's not actually like the same Cortana, she's a fragment. But even then, that's still... Oh, my time's up. Even then, I still found it to be very disappointing. Either way, I will definitely say that of all the designs for Cortana, I'd say it's a tie between Halo 3's Cortana and Halo 2 Anniversaries. I actually like her new design in Anniversary where they kind of give her like a jumpsuit. Like, I know there's a lot of people who prefer like that more naked look, but I kind of like the jumpsuit. Alright, and then the next character... I think should be good old Marines! I don't care if it's God's Hula Hoop. I don't care if it's covered in gap. We just got it. Forgot the saying, but it was a really good saying. So good, I forgot it. Basing it after that old gentleman meme. I know I said I was going to try going for like a little bit more of the realistic art style, sort of, sort of. But I couldn't pass this up. I drew this a long time ago and I really loved it back then, so I'm doing it again. Another one of my favorite side characters. And that is it. We got Sergeant Johnson. Memed him. Alright, then for the next character, I was thinking probably... Let's go with the main antagonist throughout, like, the basic part of the trilogy. Although I'd say he's more relevant in 2 and 3. The big old plant monster responsible for our favorite type of zombies, the Flood. Actually, now I'm looking at this. It kind of looks like a plant went Tetsuo form. I mean... Technically speaking, that's actually not too far off what Gravemind actually kind of looks like. Like a big old mutant tree looking thing with a creepy face. Well, in the original anyway, and then they turn him into more of a, definitely the creepier design. I actually really like his design in the Anniversary games. In fact, he has like a bunch of teeth and another mouth inside his mouth. Kind of makes him really creepy. But yeah, I drawn Gravemind as an evil tree. Plant. Monster. Something out of like Little Shop of Horrors. I actually really like the Flood. I can understand why people would want him back for... Oh, there we go. I can understand why people would want them back, but I feel like Halo 3 really ended up pretty good with how they ended. And then Halo Wars 2 happened. Actually, not. Hold on a second. Look at these. I tried to make them like look like hands, like mutant hands, but now that I look at them, they actually kind of look like potatoes. Gravemind, king of potatoes. Alright, and then for our final character, I'm thinking one of the designs I feel like 343 actually got right. I know that he's kind of a mixed bag with the community in general just because of the way that he was handled, but he's actually, design-wise, probably one of my favorites. Even though he's like straight up out of Star Wars. And so is the level preceding him. And with that, I am, of course, talking about Didact. Kind of reminds me if you combine the Predator with General Grievous from Star Wars. A little bit of like the flickery light thing that they've been doing that looks like something out of Metroid Prime. And, of course, Darth Vader. Like a very, very armored Darth Vader. Actually, for those who've watched some of my older videos, I actually did a little bit of... I did another parody of... not Grievous, of Didact quite some time ago. I had him voiced... I had him like a clip of the Harbinger going... assuming direct control. And the basic reason for that is because they're actually voiced by the same person.
So fades the great harvest of my betrayer.
I am assuming direct control.
Oh, I could have drawn Atriox. I did actually like the design from Halo Wars 2. But, with that, I actually have one more character I want to draw. This is a bonus round character. And for a bonus round character, I'm going to do kind of like a community favorite character. In my interpretation of him, I'm going to draw Mr. Chief. That looks like something straight on Minecraft, the way I make him kind of blocky, but that's somewhat intentional. He actually didn't take that long for me to draw. Although I kind of made him a little short. But that's when I drew him with a lightsaber. Oh, and, Needler. There we go. Lightsaber and a Needler. Perfect combo. And with that said, I think I'm going to combine them all into one creepy looking thing of lines, and there we have it. Halo. Halo in a nutshell. Hey everybody, did you enjoy the video? Of course not, but since you guys made it this far, I would like to thank you for watching. Please don't forget to leave a like or a comment. It does come a long way to know whether or not people actually enjoy this. I do have plenty of ideas for other game franchises to draw next, but if you want to comment some suggestions, I'd be more than happy to read through them. So subscribe and stick around, and you can also find me in my art on social media such as Twitter, Reddit, and Instagram. And with that, I'll see you guys around.